Today we're looking at how to service an oil auger. This is a follow-up to my guide at Plum Team Limited. Now, for clarity, I've removed the main burner unit so we can actually get and see. You'll notice here I've got all the shells and the main burner section with the incoming pipe. Now, when removing, first thing to do is to note as you take it to pieces, you'll note that this spacer ring is actually sitting centrally and it's actually holding the rings apart. So we take the whole lot to pieces and the rings come out. Sometimes you have to take the rings out to actually get the unit out of the auger. And out they all come. And there we are. We have the main wicks and the main oil pot. So how it works, the oil comes in along here, up, comes to a level in here, and then flows out through each one of these channels to the different wicks. So the main place where it's going to coke up is here and at the elbow down here. So with a long piece of wire, probably a bit of a coat hanger, you can poke down here and get that clear. You can poke down here and get that clear. And then obviously you've got to get the carbon out from in here and then go into the ports to get it actually clear those ports there so oil can flow through. There are different types, but this one has got 1, 2, 3 ports there. Now the other thing to do is to take out the wicks like so, and you'll notice they have cuts. Now it's fairly simple. The cuts are quite simply to match up with the oil flow port. So there's a cut so that the oil can flow under there and through to the wick outside. When replacing the wicks, you want to put the same wicks back in, so the same height. They don't really come in thicknesses, they come in heights. And simply just lay it out and cut your wicks to the right length. Cut your notches in the wicks to the right places and also to the right length. And then just stuff them back in. So again, we're looking at obviously cleaning in here, cleaning through in here and in here, cleaning this channel, and then cleaning where the rings sit. That's pretty much all there is to it. You're usually going to find your problem is that you're actually blocked down here. It's blocked at the bottom of the port there. So you'll find that easy enough to clear and you can blow through it to check. Then obviously check to make sure that it's clean on the face of that so it can sit down nicely. Clean its seat and back it all goes. Now putting it all back is fairly simple. You put the shells back in, obviously once you put the wicks in. I will leave that out so this video doesn't take forever. And they actually push down into place. Now each of these has a seam. You need to stagger the seams. You don't want all the seams in line, so just quite simply stagger the seams like so. So you'll notice I've got one there, one there. So staggering as they go. Tops go back on, and that's that. Now then, in terms of setting oil level, etc. in here, what you'd be doing is you would be setting the oil level usually from in here. So if you need a 4mm oil level, 2 2-pence pieces is quite good to put in there. Obviously make sure it's flat, but it depends on what you've got, what height you have, what particular model you've got. Again, my guide gives you details of what that is. So the 2 2-pence pieces is good for levelling that for 4mm. And obviously you need to make sure that your unit is actually level. So you do that with a 2-way spirit level. That way you notice that this one actually is nowhere near level sitting on the bench, but you do that with a 2-way spirit level so you can level it that way and also that way. That's pretty much it. So long as you're actually level, the oil depth is correct, the wicks are right and they have the cuts in the right places, this is clear, the bottom elbow is clear, the ports are clear, the shells are in the right place and the seams aren't sort of all together, and obviously that the lighting port is at the front and that your top spacer is seated correctly, it should work out fine.